Is there anything more quintessentially masculine than a leather jacket? Think about it. You're wearing a cowl. The leather jacket is an amazing wardrobe staple. They are absolutely worth the time, money, and energy it's gonna take you to find one that screams, "Wear me, you sexy beast." And so, today we're gonna talk about some leather jacket selection tips and advice. Okay, so this was the year. It was time for me to invest in a new leather jacket. But one of the beautiful things about leather jackets is that if you buy smart, the jacket that you buy and love right now is going to be in style 5, 10, 15, 20, 75 years from now. Case in point, the jacket that I'm actually wearing now. I've had this for 15 years. I bought it 15 years ago from American Eagle. I still wear it, I still love it, and I still get compliments on it. If you buy smart, you can have it and love it for years, bringing us to tip number 1. Buy classic. Like the biker, the racer, fatigue, and even the bomber. These leather jackets are timeless, and if you go with one of these options and you don't get all crazy, funky, trendy, like some crazy color or something outside of the box, you're gonna be absolutely set, because a leather jacket gets better with age, as long as that age is timeless and not like some trendy hot mess that you're just like, what's up? Because remember Michael Jackson? Those jackets, leather, not timeless. Tip number 2 is focus on the fit. And there's no better jacket buying advice that I can give you than size down. And the leather jacket, more than anything else, buying a smaller size, one that is snug, is gonna pay off in the long run. Here's one of the reasons why I decided to look for another jacket, is because this one is actually a medium and a bit large. See, check it out. All right, it is a bit large on me, and I bought this, like I said, 15 years ago, before I was really focused on wearing clothes that were fitted. I was a little bit bigger, I weighed a little bit more, but still, the jacket now is a bit large for my personal taste. I sized down, bought a small, and this jacket fits like a glove. Another thing to consider when you buy that leather jacket, okay, if you can zip it up and fit, you know, a lightweight sweater underneath it, you're good, all right? Because just like with leather shoes, the jacket will stretch as it breaks in. Tip number 3 is about color. Now, a lot of guys are like, well, if I buy a black leather jacket, can I wear brown shoes or brown boots? And if I buy brown, can I wear black? Listen, you need to get the whole brown, black not matching together out of your head. Combining black and brown together is a way of you saying, yo, I'm bucking the system. I know that standard logic would say you need to match your leathers, but I'm saying it looks fantastic. Tip number 4 is don't be afraid to dress up your leather jacket. A lot of people think that leather just works with jeans, but if you buy a more refined jacket, pairing it with button-down shirts, ties, and even slacks looks amazing. Tip number 5 is buy what you can afford and don't overspend. In my opinion, the leather jacket is something to invest in. All right, it's not something where you're going to replace it this year, next year, the year. It's going to be with you a while. And when you think about it, the laws of cost averaging, okay, you buy a leather jacket for $600. You buy a nice, great suit for $600. All right, you wear the suit maybe once a year. The leather jacket you can wear pretty much every day of the winter. And so when you think about it, it's a lot cheaper than that super nice suit. How do you like my logic for justifying expensive purchases? Whatever. Now, when you're looking at leather jackets, if you see one and you're like, whoa, look at that, the price is $100. All right, if you see something and it looks too good to be true, chances are it's not real leather. And that's really something you have to decide. The upside, you can get a super cool, sweet looking, stylish jacket that you're gonna feel great wearing, but it's just not leather and it's not gonna last you 10, 15, 20 years. If you get a wear out of it or a season out of it, you know what, that may be good enough, but you can always find them in abundance in every store you go in. Actually, department stores. Places like Guess, Kenneth Cole, even at Macy's, JCPenney, there are a ton of fake leather jackets. They look super cool, but they're not going to wear like a real leather jacket. But it is definitely an option if you want to get the same visual appearance of wearing a sweet leather jacket, but you just don't have the money or don't want to spend the money on a real one. It's definitely an option. Tip number 6, the lighter the weight leather, the more expensive the jacket's going to be in a lot of cases. So when you go up, you see one, right? You're in a nice department store, you're like, wow, it's such a lightweight, beautiful fabric. Is that sheepskin? It's lamb. Right? And then you look at the price tag and you about crap your boxers because you're like, my God, right? Well, part of that is the fact that it is a designer label. The other part of it is that the leather, the lighter weight, and the the lighter weight, thinner leather takes a little bit more in terms of processing. And so it is going to be a more expensive item. Tip number 7 is when you're buying a new leather jacket, be patient. Don't be too antsy just to buy the first thing that you see. All right, it's an experience. It is leather. It is an animal that you're wearing. Oh, that's another upside to wearing synthetic. You are not killing an animal to look good. Whatever. I'm kidding. I love animals. They're delicious. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is you are wearing an animal. So think of it like you're hunting. You're on a safari. A super sexy, sweet leather jacket safari. But instead of a gun, you've got a credit card. Actually, or whatever you're using to pay. We already talked about that. You've got to go from store to store. You've got to look. All right? You got to be patient. You got to sit and wait. You got to go into different stores, you got to try different jackets, but eventually you're going to find one that you love. But good news, because I was just on my safari, I kind of know the lay of the leather land, and so now I'm going to tell you where to go and what brands have great leather jackets. You've heard of Lucky Jeans, right? Well, Lucky leather jackets are incredible. Lucky brand leather jackets are pretty awesome. I went into the store, I tried a variety of them on. Ultimately, I wasn't 100% sold, but the price is reasonable, the quality is great, and the variety is sensational. For you guys looking for something a little bit more edgy, a little bit more rock star, you may want to check out All Saints. All Saints has an insane selection of super cool, rocker-inspired leatherwear. Another store that has a great selection of leather jackets, but the downside, they're going to be more expensive, is going to be Bloomingdale's. Out of all the department stores that I went in, they had the best selection. All right, they've got All Saints, they've got Hugo Boss, they've got a lot to choose from. So go, try them on, see what you like, see what you love. But you be prepared, because they are not, I repeat, not cheap. Guys, leather jackets, it doesn't get more masculine or more sexy. It's an investment though, all right? But if you can't afford it, there's always some fake leather options that are pretty sweet, so you just need to find something that you love. But be patient, because finding the perfect jacket takes time, energy, and apparently money.